themselves a round of applause. And it didn't even stop there. We are proud of your progress in math. Where are our math teachers? Math teachers, where are our math teachers? Let's give it up for our math teachers. Awesome. But let's give it up for the rest of our teachers, because when we look across all middle schools and we look across your assessment scores and the progress and the different things that you've done from attendance, everything, Hoffman is going to be the middle school to beat. Isn't that awesome? 1, 2, 3, we are Hoffman! Super excited about that, because with academics, listen guys, with an education, you can go anywhere and be anybody that you want to be. Listen, I don't share this often with children, but it's important that you know, they introduced me as a superintendent, but I didn't start out destined to be a superintendent. My mother was 15 when she had me. I never knew my father. Raised by my grandmother, who worked as a housekeeper, didn't have any money, didn't have indoor plumbing in my house. Seriously. But when I went to school, that's when opportunity was opened up for me. So with an education, it doesn't matter where you start, it matters where you finish. And so these double-digit gains for academics, ELA, oh, okay, thank you.
Double digits in ELA and science.
Double-digit gains in ELA and science? Okay, let me tell you something. That doesn't happen accidentally. It doesn't happen. It's not magic. It's done through the work. Through work, hard work and determination, and for that we're very proud. Now, I was a good student, so I loved all of our teachers. So let's give our teachers one more round of applause. But Mrs. Adams, let me tell you, the one thing too that Hoffman has been known for throughout this season, this year, is their performance in athletics. Let's hear it from, yes. And listen guys, this doesn't happen often because he is very, very busy. But we have our executive director of all athletics for our district here. Let's give it up for Coach Dre.
Good morning, Hornets. It's always good to be back home. Being a former coach at Eisenhower, Hoffman was always a big part of what we did. And so I've always been appreciative of this school, okay? So today what I brought, where are my 8th grade football players at? Okay, today I brought you a treat. I brought you the head football coach at Eisenhower, okay? Because this is the coach who's gonna lead you next year. And so we brought him here today so he can say a few words to you. But I just want you to know again, before I get a mic to him, that I'm very proud of the Hornets, okay? And I want you to understand that you have a lot of great support at this school, okay? Again, this is home for me. So anytime I get a chance to come back by, I never turn down the invite, okay? So at this time, I want to bring to you Coach Jackson, the head football coach at Eisenhower High School.
How y'all doing today? Let me tell you something. When I interviewed for this job, I've been at Eisenhower for 8 years. This is my first year as the head coach. And when I interviewed, the principal asked me, what do I think about Hoffman? I say, I think about Hoffman as my Eisenhower 7th and 8th graders. That's what I think of you. So guess what? This is what I want you to do. Give me a big swoop swoop. That's what we talk about. That's how we communicate with each other. We talk about swoop swoop. That's what it's about, okay? Do me a favor. With all the 8th grade, 18 football players, please stand up. Do that for me. You play 8th grade football. Okay, I want to personally congratulate you, okay, on a job well done. 8th grade A team and B team. 8th grade B team won the district championship. Y'all give them a good round of applause. 8th grade A team made it to the championship game. Give them a round of applause. Okay, this is what I want to say. I'm proud of you. Okay, I can't wait to see you next year, my 8th grade team. I'm very, very excited. My coaching staff is excited. Let me just say this. All the coaches in here, the 8th grade coaches, all the coaches, let's give them a round of applause because I think they did a good job. Coach Hoffman and his staff. Like I said, I can't wait to see you. I can't wait for you to be in 9th grade next year. I believe we're going to do good things in the future. And with this group here, this 8th grade group, I look for us to attend for the state championship. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And what I love is that we have so much choice in our district. I know we have the Yes Prep Executive Director. Where is he, Mr. Chase? Whoa. Mr. Chase, come on up. I see my friend. I know he's not hiding. Oh my gosh. I'm saying it as country as I mean it. Let's hear it for the superintendent of Yes Prep, a visitor in our house. Let's show him some Hoffman love. Come on, say it loud, say it proud on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. We are Hoffman. Come on, don't embarrass me in front of my colleagues. Come on. 1, 2, 3. We are Hoffman. Awesome. So thankful you're here. Would you like to have a few words?
I really just want to say thank you. Thank you to Hoffman for hosting us. We are pleased to be a part of Aldine. It really is a pleasure to get to work with all of you. To the 8th graders of Hoffman, thank you for letting us be a part of your school. And to the 8th graders of Yes Prep, thank you so much for your hard work on your way to college and also on your way to senior signing day later this year. Hope to see you there. Thank you.
Yes, Prep, and Hoffman, you already heard what I said, but let's be focused and be college ready. We have a lot to do, and as Dr. Goffney and Dr. Chapa and Ms. Adams were sharing, there's been a lot of growth at Hoffman in double-digit gains, and we have those same gains, and we'll be talking to you soon about your common assessment scores. But yesterday, Ms. Uribe and I were looking at some data, and we're in the top of the middle schools at Yes Prep based off of our Domain 1 performance on our common assessment. So hats off to you and to your teachers.
What are our 8th grade teachers? 8th grade teachers. Everybody's 8. Let's give our teachers a round of applause. Miss Adams, I promise I don't mean to take over, but I was an 8th grade language arts teacher. I love it. Yeah, loved it. Yes, absolutely. And my biggest moment of pride is when we were, whose class did we interrupt that day? Stand up, we interrupted your class. And they gave me about 5 minutes, and then what did they say? What is the saying? Bail to bail. It was time for me to go because y'all do what? It was time for me to go because y'all do what? Wait. It was time for me to go because y'all do what? Teachers, I kid you not. Visitors, I kid you not, it happened. I'm the superintendent of schools. I'm visiting a room, reminiscing about being an English language arts teacher. They smiled with me for a moment, and then they said, basically, you've got to go, because we have bell-to-bell learning. That's great for Hoffman. Let's give Hoffman a round of applause. What I love about this, and this is an awesome idea. I know your teachers and staff have come up with this because 8th grade is a critical time. It's critical as you prepare for high school. There's nothing, guys, nothing. We love football, but when you're 21, 31, 41, you're not going to be able to line up out there on that field. My husband played for the state championship. He played in college, and I promise you, he cannot get on that football field. Coach, if I were going to testify today, the same for you. You played ball, you probably played some good ball. but you can't do it right now, can you? Coach Dre, same thing. I've heard these stories of how great he was and all he did and all he accomplished. But if it was time to show it right now, you could give him the baby here can give you a 50-yard head start, and he would take off and get it. How many of you were volleyball players like I was? Loved it. But probably my most embarrassing moment, stay with me boys, stay with me. My most embarrassing moment was when I was a middle school principal and we had a volleyball game to raise money for PTO. They taught me into playing. And in my mind, I could still jump like I did in high school when I was MVP. But it didn't manifest. But my point is that regardless, we want you to do extracurricular. We want you to live while you're young. But the most important thing that you can do that won't leave you nor forsake you and embarrass you is an education. That's it. The education is what's going to be able to take you farther than anything. So I'm excited that you made this day a priority. Many times we celebrate only athletics or only for this, but we're celebrating your progress, and we're just super, very, very, very proud of you. Very proud of you. Give yourselves another round of applause. And so as we think about it, the thing that I love, my colleague Mark, if you don't mind, come on up. I want you to truly think about the idea that today, you thought having the superintendent of Yes Prep was good. You thought having the superintendent of Aldine was great. But let's take a moment and hear me well. We have someone here who represents numerous, hundreds of middle schools across our wonderful city, who represents education. He's come to spend time with you. So let's tell him about the double-digit gains that you guys have had in math. 1, 2, 3. We are Hoffman. Come on, don't get embarrassed in front of the mayor. Mayor, I'm telling you, this is the campus, this is the place to be. This year so far, I kid you not, they've had double-digit gains in math. We are Hoffman. They've had double-digit gains in language arts. We are Hoffman. They've had double-digit gains in science. We are Hoffman. And in addition to that, Mayor, as you come forward, they have the highest attendance of all our middle schools. We are Hoffman. Let's hear it for the best mayor in this city.
Look, let me just say, number one, let me just start out by saying good morning to everybody. Superintendent, it's good to be with you again. And I tell you, you are terrific, and I look forward to working with you very, very closely. To the principal of the school, Principal Adams, and to the faculty, and to all of you that are here. And then I just ran into Tracy Kendall, and Tracy Kendall and I grew up on the same street, and so Tracy Kendall Hooper, but I know her as Tracy Kendall, and we all grew up on the same street in Garden City, in Acres Home, on the north side, in the Fofo. And then I see Pastor Sanders here. But let me just say to you, the main reason why I'm here is for the students at Hoffman. And it's the main reason. And when I was asked if I could come and be a part of this particular program this morning, I wanted to be here. I've got some of the people from the city that are here. all my city employees. I appreciate that. But let me just say to you, one of the reasons why I wanted to be here, and the reason why this is so special, is because I grew up on this side of town. Matter of fact, I grew up down the street off of West Montgomery in Garden City. And even as the mayor today, I still live on the north side, right down the street, off of Little York. In fact, I can walk to Hoffman every day. And when I grew up, I said I wanted to stay on the north side. This is home. This is where I grew up. And what I can say to you, I can relate to many of you. I mean, I grew up on the north side. Neither one of my parents, superintendent, neither one of them graduated from high school. My dad went as far as the 10th grade. My mom went as far as the 11th grade. And my dad died early of cancer when I was 13 years old. We didn't have private health insurance and all of that. And so my dad was a yard man, and quite frankly, he would load his boys on the back of a pickup truck, and we would go across town and cut other people's grass, lawns, yards, however you want to refer to them. And we would go across town, and I would see communities and neighborhoods that looked so much better than the one that I came from. And I would always ask my dad, why are their communities, in a sense, so much nicer than where we are? And my dad would just say, hang in there and just do your job. But Dad died when I was 13. And then my mom, who went as far as the 11th grade, my mom took over as the leader of the Turner household, rearing 9 kids by herself. And my mom was a maid. Y'all know what a maid is, right? Okay. My mom was a maid at the old Rice Hotel downtown. And so when my mom would get us ready to go to school, my mom would catch the next bus, and she would go downtown and clean up other people's hotel rooms and their bathrooms and all of that, and then would come back and would get us ready. So I saw that for many, many years. And then when my dad died, we only had one car, it was a Buick. And you knew, Tracy can tell you knew that Lisa brother, because Tracy, your brother and I were in the same class, grade. We grew up together. You would know the Turners were coming before you saw the car, because it made so much noise. My dad drove that car for 10 years, and when he died, the car died. And I was glad it died too. Okay, so then we got around on the bus. Back then we called it the Acres Home Shaker. That's how we got around. And so we did all of that. So Dad died, Mom raising 9 kids by herself, working as a maid at the downtown hotel. And I'll tell you, it was during the summer. I needed, wanted some money, and I gone to my mom and asked my mom for some money. My mom said she didn't have it. And so I kept asking, so my mom at church ran into one of the deacons at the church, who was an electrician. And she convinced the electrician to hire her son, me, as an electrician helper. I was gonna help the electrician. And he was gonna pick me up from work, to go to work. And so he picked me up. He lived out in Acres Home too. Pastor, you may know, it was Eugene Gully at the time in Acres Home. So he picked me up, and we went to a house in Acres Home, and he handed me the wire, and he said, Sylvester, take this wire and meet me on the other side of the house. So he started walking. And he started walking, and I started walking right behind him. So he said, son, where you going? I said, well, you told me to take the wife and meet you on the side, so I'm meeting you on the side. He said, son, that ain't what I mean. He said, and I can't tell you the way he said it. So he said, Sylvester, take the wire and go underneath the house, and I will meet you on the other side of the house. So I said, you want me to take the wire and go underneath this house? He said, well, how you gonna meet me on the other side, son? Go underneath the house. You're my helper. I said, you want me to go underneath this house? So he said it again. Now, you know I got attitude. Now, you know I had attitude. So I got on my stomach. Now, mind you, when he picked me up, I had on this nice shirt. I had my jeans on and, you know, good tennis shoes and all that. So I got on my belly and I crawled underneath the house. And let me tell you, I saw some of everything in that house. And it was muddy underneath that in the house. And, you know, when they goes home, you know, look. I ran into a chicken. The chicken thought I was scared. The chicken held it. Excuse me. The chicken was scaring me. So I rushed on the other side. When I came out on the other side, my shirt was muddy. My jeans were muddy. I got up from underneath. I looked at him, and he said, "Son, you seem like you got an attitude." In my mind, I wanted to tell him a few things. And but I said to myself, when this day is over, you're not gonna see me anymore. I'm done with this job. So anyway, went on through there. I had an attitude. The very next house we went to, the man told me, we went up into the attic. This is summertime, and he told me to take a wire across the attic. And I still had an attitude. I got that wire, I started walking across that attic. I hit that sheetrock, I fell right through the ceiling. On the lady's table in the kitchen. So he comes in, he looks at me, he looked up at the roof, he said, I'm gonna have to take that out your check. I said, you gonna take what? He said, I'm gonna have to take that out your check. You fell through the woman's roof. We gonna have to repair the ceiling. I didn't say anything. I said, oh, but I can't wait for this day to be over. You won't see me again. And so finished up the day, took me home. I walked in, I told my mama, I said, Ma, that's what it comes, Mom. I ain't going back. She said, what's the problem? I don't like it. I don't want to do it. She said, so where your money gonna come from? I said, I don't care, I'll find a way. I ain't doing that. She said, what's wrong? I said, look at me. Man had me crawling underneath no house. I ain't crawling underneath no house. I fell through the man's ceiling. He didn't even ask me if I was okay. She said, you fell through the ceiling? I said, yeah, I fell through the ceiling. I was walking through the attic, fell through the ceiling, dropped and hit the woman's floor. He didn't even say, are you all right? She said, She said, are you all right? I said, yeah, I said, I'm okay. She said, well, you all right then? I said, I ain't going back. I don't like you. I said, I don't like the job. You know what my mom said to me? She said, son, if you don't want to go back, you don't have to go back. If you don't want to go back because you don't like the job, you don't have to go back. And then she said, but tomorrow morning, after I get y'all ready to go to school, I'm going to catch that bus and go downtown, and I'm going to clean those hotel rooms and other people's bathrooms. I don't like the job either. but I got 9 kids I got to feed, including you, Sylvester. I don't like it either. You think I like cleaning other people's? And then she used a few other terms. And she said, so you don't have to go back. I thought about that. I thought about my mom cleaning other people's bathrooms in a hotel as a maid, and she didn't like it, but she was doing it for me. So the electrician picked me up the next day. I had on a raggedy shirt, some raggedy jeans and shoes, and I did what I had to do. The point that I want to make, a lot of times we do some things we don't want to do. But my mom would have to always say, tomorrow will be better than today. Tomorrow will be better than today. I came to Hoffman this morning to say to you, as a homeboy from Acres Home, who still lives in Acres Home, who grew up in Acres Home, who was on the streets in Acres Home, I came by to tell you tomorrow will be better than today. Because from coming through the north side, going to University of Houston, going to Harvard Law School, I'm a lawyer now, being in the legislature at the Capitol in Austin, and now being the mayor of the 4th largest city in the United States of America, things are better. Tomorrow will be better than today. I came by to tell you, if you dream big, big things can happen. I came by to tell you, but you gotta help yourself too. You gotta help yourself. When Superintendent Hoffman was reading out the achievements that you've made, I don't know you by name, but I was proud to hear everything that she said. The reason why I came here to Hoffman and going to different schools throughout this city is to let you know life is not always fair. Life is not always fair. People don't always treat us right. Our communities may not always look the same as some other place. But I stopped by to tell you we are just as smart, we're just as intelligent, we're just as gifted, and when given the opportunity, we can excel. And I stopped by to tell you that if you don't do something that hurts yourself, if you don't get off on the wrong track, you know, that just like I am where I am today, I'm not unique. I'm not any better than any of you, okay? I am not. But the reality is, I did have some people in my life that made a difference. And I didn't know all of those people that I was reading in the history books, on the books that they showed me at class. But what kept me going along the way was every time I started to do something that was wrong. And let me tell you, I had those temptations. Every time I started to do something that was wrong, I remembered my mom, who busted her rear end to feed 9 kids, and repeatedly said to me, Sylvester, I am looking at you to make a difference. And I remember that. And so I did my best to stay on the course. I tried to pick good friends. And when people, even my buddies, homeboys, when we tried to get each other to do certain things, we said no. We said no. Tomorrow will be better than today. And so I want you to dream big. I stopped by, don't know you by name, but I love you. It doesn't matter who you look like. It doesn't matter where you come from. We are the most diverse city in the United States. We're the most diverse in this city. Most diverse. People come from all over the globe. They speak all different languages in our city. But one thing that we strive to do in our city, we can be diverse, but we work every day to be inclusive. Every day we work to be inclusive because we are all connected. Lastly, what I will say is something that Martin Luther King said years ago, I've never forgotten. He said, fleecy locks and black complexion cannot forfeit nature's claim. Their skin may differ, but afflictions dwell in white and brown and black the same. And were I so tall as to reach the pole, or to grasp the ocean at a span, I must be measured by my soul, for the mind is the standard of the man. And then someone else said that when a job is once begun, do not stop until it's done. For be it great or be it small, Hoffman, we do it well or not at all. On the north side, on the north side, on the north side, on this side of town, we don't get engaged, we say no. We don't allow other people to steer us off in the wrong direction. We dream high. We make big things happen. On the north side, if anybody can do it right, it's people that I'm looking at like you and you and you and you. And so I stop by to tell you I love you. But I'm looking at some lawyers and some doctors and some nurses and some teachers right here, some engineers right here at Hoffman Middle School. I need you. I need you to help me to build a better city. I need you to help me to build a city that when people look at us, our backgrounds may not be like somebody on the other side of town. Mom may not be there, dad may not be there, struggles may be tough, but I want you to know, I don't care where you come from or what your background may be. We are just as bright, just as smart, just as creative as anybody else. Just do your best, give your best, and if you give your best and do your best, I guarantee you one day, if you so desire, you may too be the mayor of the city of Houston from the north side. Thank you very much.
Yes. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Let's give it up one more time for the mayor, Sylvester. Wow. Dream big. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So at this time, wow. I think that's it. That is it. We are beyond speechless. We had an entire program slated, and I thank each and every one of you for investing in this. I thank you, teachers. I thank you, administrators. I thank you, Dr. Goffney. I thank you, Dr. Chapa, Ms. Holt. Thank you for just taking time out of your busy schedule to come and see our students. So at this time, we're going to ask Ms. Broaddus and our Hornet Nation Chorale to come forward with our national anthem, and then we're going to present our colors.
I want to get in the picture. Yes, I know.
Hashtag
We are Hoffman!
Keep going.
One more time.
Hashtag.
We are Hoffman.
See me up for.
Hoffman greatness.
Every day.
All day.
And the next day.
You know how to do this. Just keep smiling. Eventually they'll stop taking pictures. Thank you, sir.
Hi, Sylvester.
Colors pop. Post. Colors. Post. Post. Person arms. Order arms. Left face. Forward march.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are almost finished. At this time, it brings me honor to present our acting student council president, aka known as the Hornets Voice. Would you please receive your student council president at this time?
Mayor Turner, on behalf of Hoffman Middle School, also known as Hornet Nation, student body, faculty, and staff members, we would like to present you with their certificate of appreciation to honor your dedication and continued support of our community and city of Houston. Your long hours, dedication, and unwavering persistence to keep the community safe hasn't gone unnoticed. We would like to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm sorry.
Mr. President. Thank you. Let me just say it's an honor to stand with Mario, the president. But you know, at this point where I was, where you were, you know, I was president of the student council. You know, now I'm mayor of the city of Houston. The point is, if you dare to dream big, big things can happen. Not just for this guy, but for every one of you. And I'm counting on every single one of you. All right, thanks.
We have one more presentation, I promise. That's it.
Dr. Goffney, on behalf of Hoffman Middle School, also known as coordination, student body, staff members, we would like to extend our gratitude. We'd like to extend our gratitude for your continued support of bell-to-bell learning. We are beyond excited to have you here on this exceptional day. Thank you, we appreciate you.
Okay, here is Dr. Yandere. Let's give her a round of applause. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. One more round of applause for our mayor. A thunderous applause for our superintendent of schools. For our CEO of Yes Prep. For our deputy superintendent, Dr. Chapa. For our assistant superintendent, Ms. Mabel Holmes. To our executive director of athletics. I'm going to say Dr. Gray. To my cohort, my colleague, my co-worker, we actually work really good together. School Director of Yes Prep Hoffman, Chase Sander. Now, staff members, please join me and stand and give a rousing applause for our students. The whole reason we're here. The only reason we are here. Yes. Yes. So, let the church, let the school. Say amen. That's it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So teachers, at this time, Mr. Summers, I'll turn it over to you so you can start our recessional for back to bell learning.
Yes, Prep, 3, 2, and 1. And 1. Yes, Prep, I need you when I say go. When I say go, you need to report directly to your second period. What